Your life, is it all predetermined by your DNA, or are you just a product of your environment? Let me put it another way. You think the person that walks into a public area and opens fire is humming Lady GaGa's Born This Way?
This is United A-Holes, a video cast discussing cultural topics with no filter.
Welcome back to Area 41. John Wilkes Booth's favorite spot. That's hard to say.
Who was that again?
John Wilkes Booth's favorite spot on the internet.
Whose? Booth's?
Well, it's his possession.
His booth? John Wilkes Booth. So it's not John Wilkes, it's the booth that he owns.
Right.
Favorite spot on
Yeah, that.
John Wilkes Booth's
favorite spot on the internet. John Wilkes' booth is his favorite spots on the internet.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. Why don't you guys give me a harder one to say next time? God damn it.
Is it boots or booth? Like, look at my breath.
Look at my breath. All right, what the hell are we talking about? Derail. You did it. We haven't even got off the runway yet, boys.
We've done this a few times, actually.
We're really good at it.
Yeah, we can derail. Like, it's this person, just like we did. That, blah, blah, and then we're quick
so
to
this
jump.
is nature versus nutrition, right? That's what we're talking about.
That's right.
Nature's full of nutrition.
Sharks versus cabbage.
Who would win? Ernie versus Bert.
I don't know. You full of shark, full of cabbage, and you get the cabbage farts going on. It could cause some internal damage.
They'd be turbo boosted sharks. All right, what are we talking about, man?
We're talking about, do you believe that a person is just born bad and that's who they are, or do you think they're created?
So it's
based on their environment.
Result of environment.
Yes. Nature versus nurture.
DNA versus environment.
I'm 99.9% in belief of environment myself.
I'm the same. I 100. Well, I 99.9. What did you say?
99.9%.
I see your 99.9 and raise you 99.99.
God
99 and 44, 100%.
All right, so
pure love.
Basically, I believe if a child is brought into the world, raised properly, and is given the attention and education that is required, they will not veer off the course until there's an outside force that pushes them to do so. I firmly do not believe that someone just one day snaps, unless it's a mental illness. That person does not snap and go off the rails just because. There has to be a force that drives them there. That's how I think about it. Now, that force could have been something that happened way back in their youth.
Right.
Something happened. But again, environmental control.
So, but, okay, I immediately think of chemical imbalances in the brain which cause depression, right? Can that not also be something that causes...
Agreed.
So environment wouldn't necessarily affect that, or would it?
I think depression is treatable.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think a caring environment would make sure that treatment is available to someone with that. So, preferably, it wouldn't be a debilitating thing.
But with it being a chemical imbalance, could somebody go along for 20 years and all of a sudden...
Not be diagnosed, you mean?
No, there's no problems. Then the imbalance occurs.
Sure.
And they go sideways.
Sure.
So nurture isn't involved in that, correct?
That
would be a condition.
I don't know if that chemical imbalance can be triggered spontaneously, though. I don't know.
I don't either. That's
yeah.
Ken?
I think we're a product of our environment. Most definitely.
So that's three of us. We're all in the same boat.
And I'm the poster
Brent's
child
trying
for
his
that.
best to...
See, I firmly believe that there are people that are born in this world that have this within them.
Evil.
Is that what you're saying, though?
Yeah, there are people that are simply born bad.
I disagree.
I believe that the environment they grow up in makes a difference as to whether they go to the dark side, so to speak,
That's
or
could be
whether
said
they
for
stay on
anybody.
the path. But I think it's in some people more so than it is others, where it takes very little for them to go, you know what? Fuck it.
You go first.
No.
He's the biggest asshole.
Four of us have already gone first.
He's wearing the badge. He's got the sheriff's badge on.
That's right.
I'm gonna change my answer depending on what yours is.
Jesus. I guess. Well, I think environment has a lot to play with it. But with your argument there about them having that piece of evil right from the get-go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't think it's so much evil, though, as we all have a deeply embedded killer instinct in us.
Like an id. Is that?
It's a survival mechanism.
Yeah.
It's part of the fact that we're mammals, we're creatures.
Yeah.
You know, we kill to live. In modern society, the last 100 years, it's not so common to kill to live because we just go to the grocery store and buy it.
Do you think that we men are more prone to the kill to live type of thing? Do you think that's part of our
Absolutely.
our
We're
makeup
more hunters
as men?
Absolutely.
Humans have genetic memory, and if you are downstream of a more vicious tribe, you're going to be a more vicious person.
Right. So you're talking. It's nature.
I would call that
nature.
nurture.
It is nurture over time, making it nature.
No.
But I think that the
I think-
nature exposition, so that having those traits exposed or at the surface, are all a product of the environment that you're raised in.
Right. It's nurture to me. That
Example: you could come from a long line of, say, race car drivers. This has happened in our lifetime. There's been people that have had grandparents and then parents and then themselves
Right.
all go into the same thing.
Right.
And there's got to be some genetic pass down to be able to have that skill. Music is another one that you can look at.
Yeah. There you go.
But let's say, for whatever reason, race car driver, and now Brent, and they don't let Brent see a race car ever. I bet you would never know or ever tap into the ability because the environment didn't permit you to experience that.
Yes, but it's still there.
Agreed.
The
Right,
ability.
but the moment he gets into a car,
it
he's
clicks.
more naturally talented than somebody should be of his experience.
I don't
That is nature.
think
Agreed. But that doesn't bring on the killer instinct, in my opinion.
No,
It's environment that brings on the killer instinct.
No.
but he may have a need to drive and not even know why. That would be the difference between killer and driver,
Right.
right?
I don't believe that he would. Why? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would that's not true? I think maybe they would have a gene passed down that would make them more
The aptitude is that.
the aptitude and motivation to maybe chase adrenaline or something like that. I don't think it would necessarily
He'd have
mean
the need for speed.
I knew that was coming. I was hoping it was
It
coming.
had to be there. I think we're on a kind of a split here then. Do you truly believe what you're saying? Is the
Of course I do. Why would I lie?
Because he's not an asshole. For sure.
I've got something to back up my claim.
Okay, so let's hear your backup.
When I was a little boy.
My wife was raised with two adopted brothers that were just a little bit older than we are. They both passed. So raised in the same environment as her and her sisters. And one of them specifically was just, like I said, raised in the same environment. And everybody else goes on to, have the normal, happy life. And this guy just was an outsider from day one.
Was he aware that he was adopted? Was
Yes.
was
At
people
what
in the
age?
environment portraying that to him?
They were adopted at the age, I stand to be corrected, I believe it was right around the 2 to 3, somewhere's in there. It may have been a little bit younger, but I don't think it was older than
So you
3.
don't think that the environmental difference of him being told and repeatedly aware that he was tossed from his parents, so not to downplay it or say it in a negative light. but-
No, that, and
He's
that's,
already got built-in abandonment issues.
Right. So being told those things, that's not an equal environment to the people that you're comparing him to.
yeah, but you're saying that being in an environment where you get equal opportunity and you're loved the same type of thing,
But like I say, any environmental control. So I would throw this at let's say someone's predisposed because they're from a tribe of people that are violent from way back, 1,000 years ago. Friggin' Mongols, whatever. I mean, most of us are somewhere distant related to Mongols.
Mongol hate now.
Yeah, Mongol hate. That person is raised in an environment where they're nurtured, loved for, don't encounter any presence of danger, and no presence of needing to defend or to kill for survival, whatever you want to call it, whatever, even enter that frame of mind. Okay? I believe they would go through and never have any inclination to just one day wake up and pick up a gun. The same person in a different timeline is raised in this nurturing family, grown up with the love and everything like you say, but along the way, maybe he's dating a girl, living in a large city, and a drive-by shooting kills her. That's all it took, was that one straw.
Right.
Most people that aren't from a killer tribe, I would agree, would probably just be like, call the police, deal with the situation as per our societal standard. Mm-hmm. But I would argue that that person, that would be the turn on for that genetic code, and it would be immediately a John Wick scenario. Where it's like, I'm going to hunt down.
So you're actually proving the nature case.
It would make them angry.
That's what I was going to say. It's the seed is
I disagree, though. I disagree because
you're changing the nature. So you're changing the nurture to suit what you want the nature to do. But if you take a person and say, sees their girlfriend get killed in front of them, one of them is going to go on a John Wick's killing spree. The other one is going to do nothing but go to the police and cry their eyes out.
Okay.
If they were raised at the same location, one's nature, one's nurture, right?
It all depends on the experiences that they've had.
I'll back up. If you have one mother who has two kids from two different fathers, one's from the Mongol tribe and one's from the Paris tribe, the same living conditions growing up, but they don't have the same personality, right?
Right.
That's the standard. One of them is going to be a little more vicious when you take the cookie away. One of them is going to be a little less. He's going to be more forgiving. He's going to give the cookie away because his brother's in a bad mood. That is clearly nature. You're talking about extreme circumstances to make a specific action happen.
Right.
And yes, it is not 100% one or the other. I think we can all agree with that,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're proving that the nature of the person matters how they react to the nurture.
Right. Right. Okay.
If that nature came about because of nurture, would you still call that nature?
Yes.
Okay.
Nature is nurture over time, in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like which came first,
Nurture-
the chicken or the egg?
Nurture, in my mind, in this conversation, is the immediate only to that person. The nature is the nurture of that genetic code going back.
And I would even go as far, you said one mother with two different fathers. How many times have you heard people say that have got 2 or 3 or 4 kids or whatever, they all have their own personalities. They're all different. We deal this child, really emotional. You know, you have to make sure you get on top of stuff when something goes wrong. The middle child, it was a bad day, big deal, tomorrow I'll be fine. All raised in the same household, all with the same group of people, same opportunities and everything, but you've got 4 kids, we'll say you've got 4 distinct personalities because there's different DNA code, you know what I mean? Different things get triggered and turned on and that type of thing. So if you've got the whole tribe thing, like you said, one of them may get that.
Right.
And the girlfriend's killed in front of them, and they're like, well, these people are clearly going to pay.
I gotta rent John
But
Wick.
they don't.
I gotta
have the
rent
same-
John Wick and see how to
But
do
they
this.
all have different experiences. One mother, 4 different kids. They don't have
they
the same
each have
experience.
their own environment.
This guy's father
Right.
actually pays attention to kid A. This guy's father is no longer with us. Drug user overdose. This guy's father's still alive, but has nothing to do with child
you're
number
talking-
3.
This one is bullied
It's
at school.
And
Yeah,
it
this one-
still comes down to environment.
Yeah, but you're talking about 4 different fathers. I'm saying mother, father, 4 kids.
Right.
You still get 4 distinct persons. I have 2
You're
children.
still going
and
to
they're-
have 4 distinct
That's
nurture,
still-
right? Because
yeah.
first child is going to have a different
environment.
Then the second child, which is
AKA
different
middle
than the
child
third child, right?
syndrome, all
You
that
have-
shit plays into it.
You have baby, you have
Because here's the
Yeah.
thing that
you have
you're
small man syndrome.
But again,
You're an only child, so you wouldn't be able to maybe comprehend. the fact
raising
that
my
there's
3
other
kids, I've
siblings.
realized that kid B turned out different than kid A because kid A existed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
oh yeah, absolutely. But again, there's a genetic makeup there that is different
Right.
between them.
Well, obviously they have different
This is
color
why
eyes
this
or
is still a
different hair
question
colors.
after how
right. So
many
that's what
years
I'm
of
saying is those
contemplation.
those markers that you see, brown eyes, blue eyes, tall, short, tends to be skinny, tends to be heavy. I see tends to be more violent as part of that
So,
makeup.
so I'm going to throw this out there.
Okay.
And this is going to take us to a whole different level of discussion. If we got genetic mapping to the point where we could map the violent gene,
Yes.
do we terminate?
No.
No.
Okay.
Do
Terminate.
we automatically enlist them into a government program and make them?
Terminate what? The,
child.
The
the
gene.
pregnancy?
No,
The
the
child.
gene. Oh.
Okay, that's what I
I thought you meant terminate the gene.
That's what I thought he meant at first, and then I realized no, he's talking about here's the profile for your baby. 95%
Dropping
chance
loads.
he's going to kill somebody in
Rick
his
and Morty
lifetime.
episode where they fire all the evil babies out in the fucking.
So you're talking abortion, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Get rid of the evil children. We
I don't
want them
remember
in
what I
society.
answered, but it may be different.
So basically,
I thought you were talking about DNA.
or partway through the pregnancy, they can check the genetic makeup of that child, and you go, okay, this one no longer meets the
Oh
criteria,
yeah, no. I still say
Okay.
no.
and they're evil. Do we just can them?
So
Not because
but,
of that,
But
no.
by your argument, they should just say, make sure you raise this one very gently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
make sure the nature is. But the fact is, the bullet's still in the gun. If it's in the DNA, it's.
Or do
there.
we use it to our advantage? And like I say, when that kid hits 10 or 12, they go to a military school, and that is their life.
Taliban.
They are now
There you
fighting.
go. You take that and say,
This is your thing.
but then
Go do it.
But then you're getting right into whole Big Brother stuff where you're like, okay, yeah, you're predetermining the fate of that child before it's even born to
Not only
say.
that, if we get to that point, they're just going to start making the children they want.
Yeah, I see, and you're talking about you
Not
can't
terminating the
predetermine
ones you can't.
fate. So again, it comes back to environment.
There you go. Well, okay.
Okay,
My-
let me ask the question. Do you
Okay.
believe that it is only one or the other?
What's that?
Nature,
Is it
nurture.
only nature
Well-
or nurture, that they don't both play a part? Are you saying nurture is the only thing that matters?
No, I think nature and nurture are, when you combine the two of them together, equal your environment, and it's the environment that you grow up. And
Right,
there's
so
both.
nature has an
Both.
impact.
They both have an impact.
Yes.
Okay, use myself as an example. I have no DNA from my father.
Wow.
From my father, because I'm adopted. No, I don't
So
have
your
any
known
of his.
father.
Yes, my known father, not my actual biological
Right.
father.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay. But
I'm all
I
Lady
still
GaGa.
have some of his character traits and some, basically, even though that we don't share any biology, we
Yeah,
share,
Learn behavior.
But that's learning.
Yeah, learned behavior.
Learned behavior.
yeah. And again, it comes back to what's that?
So your cycles synced up. So
Did you say psychos?
cycles.
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 That just means we're not
every 28
pregnant.
days.
Ken.
I guess I'm gonna have to. I'll eat my argument of 99.9%. I will concede and state that it's probably more closer to 50-50.
I think
in this
I think you
conversation.
guys have swayed me as well. I wouldn't say
On a split.
50-50. I'm still like 75-25 for
But-
nurture.
I'm probably 90-10.
I think your nature is going to describe the immediate reaction,
But
and your nurture is going to describe the actual action.
yes.
the response.
But isn't that what we're talking about? The outcome? Aren't we talking about the outcome? Is it nature versus nurture?
No, because the
that-
question was nature versus nurture, and nobody knew what the fuck that
Okay.
means. So we all interpreted it the way we wanted
Okay, I
to.
gotcha.
Oh, I lost
Well, now that we've
In the intro, I said
Badge and gun.
the guy that walks into the drugstore and starts
Yeah.
blowing everybody away as he's singing, Lady Gaga's "Born This Way," right? I have to do this.
I just
I
got
have
that
He's-
joke.
I have to do this.
If
right?
he's singing it right, man, the dude should have been on fucking American Idol. And obviously, that was a nurture problem. He wasn't.
Well, he kept bringing his
Talking
fucking
about
gun.
cigar-
I don't think that
You
there's
told me
an
those
evil
shows are all
gene.
bullshit.
I myself personally do not believe there's an evil gene with.
I don't either. I don't think evil is just something we label.
A
things.
construct. No, but I think there's a survival gene, like a killer instinct. Absolutely.
There's
Survival.
There's fight or flight.
Yeah.
You believe in that, right?
Sure.
Is that a nature or
I've
nurture
had it
thing?
happen.
All right.
I guess it depends on.
I mean,
what
I
you've
would
been
say
taught growing up.
on a macro level, nurture. On a micro level, nature.
There you go.
I guess it's how you were brought up. If you fight or you flight.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Well, join us next time when we all talk ourselves out of global climate change, because apparently we can make a 180 on a fucking dime.
Bomb the hurricane. We'll bomb it.
Just give me a Sharpie, I'll fix this bitch.